What's up, guys and gals? This is Tucanxan here, and welcome to the Tucanxan Art Channel, day 12 of 30 of the 30-day challenge. And today we draw this. So, if you want to see how this is done, I am including the process in this video. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit today about overcoming perfectionism as an artist. So if that's something that interests you, then please keep watching.
Okay, here we are. So I started off with a gray piece of paper, and I knew that today I wanted the piece to be very simple. So I was going for the single line art style, but I found out that as I was doing this piece, my hand kept cramping up, so I had to use a couple of different lines, but it thankfully looks like I was able to just use one line style. So I started with my Micron Pigma, I guess it was, I think, like a 0.2 or 2.0 pen nib. You can kind of see there that my hand was hurting, and I just had this idea while I was looking through Pinterest. And real quick, Pinterest is a really wonderful tool to use if you're an artist and you need inspiration. Like, there's so many other artists that have their work up on there, and I hear it's really beneficial as a business person. So I saw this one really cool piece of some girls with their hair connected. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, and I just decided to do my take on that idea, and I didn't have an undersketch. I was just like, I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. So then after that, when I finished the line work, I went in with a white Prismacolor pencil, and you'll see in a bit that I then went in with two kind of peachy pink Prismacolor pencils, and I don't remember what their names are. I can include their number and name in the description if you'd like. And I did just like little details, like a little bit of blush on their cheeks. I did their nipples a little bit in one area. I did the crotch and the kneecaps and the fingertips and the toes. We talked about how I like that look of having like a really saturated blush, and the limbs and fingers and stuff having that sort of blushy blood look to them, fleshy look. That's a good way to describe it. So after that, I think I took a slightly darker pink, a more pronounced pink, and I went over the nipples again, and I did a few details, I think, in the lips. And then from there, I took my Sakura Jelly Roll in white, and I stroked the entire piece. And then I started on the background. And the background was simply done by making small white tick lines throughout the whole piece, because I thought it was a little too empty with just stroking them, and I wanted just something in the background, and I don't necessarily excel at doing backgrounds. So I just thought, well, I've seen this too on Pinterest, so let me just try and see how it looks, and I think it ended up looking pretty cool. Sorry, that was my neighbor, you probably heard that. Anyway, so I wanted, dun 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 dun. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about perfectionism. And I have found that because of this YouTube challenge, it has been great at helping me overcome perfectionism as an artist, because I found myself before now, sometimes, I'm so sorry, I think that's a bus, and you could probably hear that too. I found myself sometimes getting so wrapped up in these pieces that I was afraid to continue because I was afraid of messing up. So I think the number one thing I can tell artists about overcoming perfectionism is kind of immerse yourself in a project that forces you to have a deadline. So like for me, I have to have one speed drawing up every day, and that is a big commitment, and that's a lot of work. So because you have to have one piece up every day, you don't have the time to get caught up in the details and to get caught up in focusing on making it absolutely 100% perfect. So that's kind of the biggest tip I have. Make yourself a deadline, commit to posting like every other day or so, and you literally will not have the time to run into the problem of perfectionism, because you will just have to let certain things go. And that's it. So we're coming to the end of the video here. I'm showing you a couple of angles of how this piece turned out. And another thing too I want to mention is this is not about a standard beauty that I think is depicted a lot. I don't want you guys to get caught up in the idea that what you draw has to be perfectly beautiful every single time you do it. And that's another reason why I did this exercise today of trying to do a one-line piece, because I knew that it wasn't going to be 100% perfect, and I knew that it wasn't going to be stunningly gorgeous. And I do think that it ended up looking really pretty, but like the girl in the middle, I don't know if you can tell, but her face is all jacked up. So that's it. You know, don't try and focus so much on making your pieces pretty. Like, do things that are messy and gross and sketchy that you might not be necessarily confident in because it's outside of your comfort zone. And I think in the end that's going to reward you as an artist. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video today, and in a little bit you are going to see a video of my face come up, and I will once again talk about what the process was for making this, and I hope that you learned something valuable today. Tucanxan out!
Alright guys, and that was it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe. All that stuff makes me super happy. I love any kind of feedback that you have. If you have any questions for me, then please just put them in the comments below. So that was a pretty easy day. I wanted to make sure that I did this piece early so that I could go and get groceries, which I have not been able to do because a lot of the pieces have been taking a while, and editing takes a while, and it's really a fun process, but it's very involved. So we took a gray piece of paper, and we took a Micron Pigma pen, and we tried to do all one line, and then we went in with a white Prismacolor pencil and a couple of peachy pinks Prismacolor pencils, and then we used our Sakura Jelly Roll pen to outline the figures and then to create an interesting background. So I hope you enjoyed this process, and please join me tomorrow for day 13 of 30. Bye!